Today we're going to be tattooing rabbits and giving you some tips, and if you're like me and you're a little bit nervous to get started on this, I'm going to give you some tips on how to be more comfortable in tattooing your rabbit. Hi, Kristin here from Whiskey Tango Farms. We're back with another video to help guide you on your path to self-sufficiency. We're going to be using this because everybody has access to oranges, so let's do this. So to start with, I have my tattoo pen here from All Things Bunnies, and then I have the ink that it came with. It's just tattoo ink that you can use like on humans and stuff, and there's a little shaker in there, so you shake her up, and then we put it in our little reservoir thingy. We also have isopropyl alcohol here, so you know, we'll clean it up and everything, and I'll also use this as I'm working on it. What you can do, you can take a pen and trace on the orange what you want to tattoo if you like. I'm probably just gonna freehand this. So we'll turn our pen on, and when you dip in the reservoir, make sure you get the tip of like the metal in, but don't go too deep so that you hit the bottom. So you can kind of watch, and I don't want to get too close, you can see where the needle is coming out here. And if you want to just practice, you can just, you know, rest your pinky here on the orange, that's fine. And you can start with some straight lines. You can try some like curves, you know, kind of act like you're doing like an 8 or whatever. So I probably went a little bit too fast. You can see that it's kind of like hollow in there because I just went too quick. So cool thing is this is an orange and we'll just redo it and it's not a big deal, and that's why I'm practicing on an orange here. This is my really shabby looking 5, and then I just tried again, but it's an orange. So you know, now I know where I need to make my sharper corners and stuff. But you know, it's not pretty, it's not perfect, but besides this one, they're all legible. Now we're gonna do the real deal, and we'll go through and show you some of the steps that we do for that. All right, orange, we're done with that. Now we have a rabbit. So for starters, I am going to take my rubbing alcohol. We'll just use a cotton ball, we'll soak her real good. And I'm going to be tattooing in the left ear. We did already check the gender. It is a buck, but I am just going in his left ear and I'm scrubbing real good all over, and I'm kind of turning the ear inside out and getting all the yuck off there. See, it was kind of gross, so it's a good thing we did that. Right, buddy? Yeah. So we'll set that aside, and what I'm gonna do is take this GG numbing spray. We're just gonna take this and spray it in his left ear again. The reason we tattoo the left ear is, I don't know, somebody somewhere along the line decided that the left ear was to be reserved for tattoo numbers for showing. Basically, now we're gonna give this a little time to set and numb him up, but basically the left ear is reserved to tattoo some type of identifying number. It can be whatever you want. It just has to be, again, legible, and it has to be, you know, somewhat unique. The right ear is reserved for registration. That is if you ever get grand championed, or the rabbit gets grand championed, if it wins 3 legs, you take it and oh hi, I love you too, and then it gets a tattoo in its right ear. We're gonna take our tattoo wrap. This is also from All Things Bunnies. They have different sizes. I believe this was a large. I will put it in the description below to be sure. The last time we did this with our silver fox, they were a little small. So I think we maybe should have gotten a smaller size, which is why I have the towel here too. But again, well, maybe not. Maybe his butt is a little small. A burrito. So basically just his ears are sticking out. He's not stressed. He's actually very calm. there's a foot there that I'm totally gonna cover up because otherwise it's gonna get me. Before we get started, I'm going to take my All Things Bunnies tattoo balm. Again, available on allthingsbunnies.com. So I'm just gonna take this and rub all over where I think I might tattoo. And if I do a little too much, that's okay. It's not gonna hurt him. It's all natural ingredients. If anything, he's gonna have some killer skin. Also, just to note, make sure your hands are clean before you do this. So I washed my hands and all that good stuff. We're using a clean towel. Like, try to keep it clean because again, we're making basically open wounds and we want to keep things infection free. I might have to go over the T again. I think I need to press a little harder on this guy. And to some extent, especially since now I used alcohol and then went back in with the ink, then it really kind of sprays all over. So you kind of have to visualize where your tattoo pen needle is. Okay, so this is definitely different than an orange. The main thing is the orange was very hard and supportive. It was easy to press down on. My first pass through on this rabbit, it was kind of light. The lines, you know, they kind of skipped sort of where I hadn't pressed hard enough because I'm kind of just supporting his ear with my left hand because I'm right-handed, while I was tattooing with my right hand. So it's not perfect. This one was WTF 2201. The one is kind of hidden in the fur of his ear. A judge probably wouldn't like that, to be honest, because it is hard to see. But that is why we picked a buck. That's why we practice on an orange. So I'm gonna go grab another buck. Now that I cleaned it up, it is a little more legible. I don't know if you can see that. So, God, I'm shaking so bad. Alright, so it turned out a lot better than the first one, and I definitely realized I need to angle or like aim for the tip of his ear more because I was riding kind of along the outside of his ear, but overall it looks a lot better. So just kind of show. So it's kind of along this edge here. It's along this bottom edge a lot. What I need to do is start here and aim more towards this tip, but it looks a lot better. So although the placement leaves a little to be desired, it's definitely better than the first one, and I think it's a lot better than if I would have, oh hi, he wants to say hello. It's a lot better than, he's like, am I done? Than if I would have just gone in without practicing on the orange first. The very first time we went to tattoo the rabbits, I was extremely nervous, and the rabbits could sense my nervousness and anxiety, and then they got anxious, which made me more anxious, and it was like this snowball effect. I think that a big part of them being so calm this time and things going so successful was that I was way more comfortable with practicing with that orange. That way Brandon didn't have to do it for me like he did last time, because I was really upset at myself that I didn't do it. Brandon stepped up to it and they actually turned out decent. Not that I had any doubt, but this is something that I really wanted to learn how to do for myself, and I think that this really helped. So keep that in mind. If your first couple tattoos don't turn out great, don't worry about it. Maybe practice on bucks or ones that aren't the best type for breeding. That way there's not as much stress on you. Practice on an orange. Just keep at it. Just keep practicing. You're only going to get better. So I definitely think that this GG numbing spray makes a huge difference, as well as the bunny balm. It does make it super smooth. If I can do this, I think that you guys can do this, so definitely give it a try and don't be afraid. Well, I certainly hope that this video helped you feel more comfortable if you were nervous like I was. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and share to your social media. I would greatly appreciate it, and so would he. But thank you so much for watching. Blessings.